Hello, I'm Sheriff Jim O'Sullivan with the Chesapeake Sheriff's Office. Thank you for joining us today for our crime victim ceremony. We are very passionate here in Chesapeake in supporting and protecting those that have been victims of crime. Our victim witness section here in Chesapeake Sheriff's Office work tirelessly every day in making sure those that are victims of crime get the information that they're needed to lead them along the way through the process. We just want to say that we appreciate our community coming together and supporting those that are victims of crime as we do here in the Chesapeake Sheriff's Office. Please join us for today's ceremony.
National Crime Victims' Rights Week, April 24 to April 30, 2022. This is a week honoring the rights of victims and providing an opportunity to recommit to ensuring that accessible, appropriate, and trauma-informed services are offered to all citizens of crime. Attending, Anita Kuhl, Victim Witness Program Assistant Supervisor, Patricia Strathman, Director of Victim Witness Program, and members of the Victim Witness Program, Sheriff's Department. Mayor West, please call on Patricia Strathman for comments.
Mr. Strathman, please join me at the podium. I'll have to say while you're coming up, I spoke to a group of villagers today along with 3 other mayors, and this topic was probably the one most discussed in Hampton Roads, so we do appreciate all that you're doing, and we look forward to your comments.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor and Vice Mayor and members of City Council. National Crime Victims' Rights Week is very important to us as it's an opportunity to honor the victims of crime that we work with on a daily basis. It also raises awareness to ensure rights, access, and equity to be afforded to all crime victims. We are very fortunate to have the support of the City, of Sheriff O'Sullivan, the Sheriff's Office, and Captain TJ Morgan, who oversees our program. I'd also like to acknowledge and recognize the tireless work of the advocates in our program: Anita Kuhl, Jackie Padilla, Michelle Mastel, Susan Overton, Michael Arthur, Rebecca Gonzalez, Sandra Norfleet, and Angela Minjan. And I appreciate that you're acknowledging Crime Victims' Rights Week and presenting this proclamation.
Thank you. And I've had the privilege of many times of attending the program that the Sheriff sponsors for promoting victim rights. And so it's always a moving and touching experience to attend that. So again, we thank you. So therefore, would like to present this proclamation on behalf of our City Council and all the citizens of Chesapeake, and due by hereby April 24th to the 30th, 2022 is Crime Victims' Right Week, reaffirming the city's commitment to creating a victim service and criminal justice responses that assist all victims of crime during Crime Victims' Right Week and throughout the year, expressing our sincere gratitude and appreciation for those community members, victims, services providers, and criminal justice professionals who are committed to improving our responses to all victims of all crimes so that they may find relevance, assistance, support, justice, and peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It is my honor to be a part of recognizing National Crime Victims' Rights Week and to honor the victims of violent crime. The 2022 National Crime Victims' Rights Week theme is rights, access, and equity for all victims. The impacts of COVID-19 pandemic have been felt far and wide, and they continue to impact us today. Once again, this wonderful ceremony is held in a virtual format, an unfortunate example of this impact. Another unfortunate impact for victims, and something we are witnessing in my office, is the large backlog of cases that need to be prosecuted from the many months that the courts were essentially shut down. From the prosecution side, while there is this backlog of cases, the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office remains committed to seeking justice on behalf of victims. In fact, our mission statement is to seek justice on behalf of victims, the citizens, and the City of Chesapeake. It is very intentional that the first part of our mission statement is to seek justice for our victims. I am grateful to the Victims Witness Assistance Program and to Patty Strathman and her team in ensuring that this ceremony and honoring of victims continues. I am also grateful for their support to victims in assisting in this protracted prosecutorial environment. So many of the victims being recognized today have exhibited acts of courage and bravery. They did not ask to be in this unfair position. It is one thing to be a victim of crime itself. It is quite another to have to relive it through a protracted court process. The 2022 National Crime Victims' Rights Week theme of rights, access, and equity for all underscores the importance of helping crime survivors find their justice by enforcing victims' rights, expanding access to services, and ensuring equity and inclusion for all. This builds upon the themes presented last year of supporting victims, building trust, and engaging communities. While we have a new theme again this year, we cannot forget the importance of supporting victims, building trust, and engaging communities. There have been many efforts made in this regard this past year. And I want to extend my gratitude to the many community leaders and the community trailblazers who support victims each and every day. Their bravery and the impact on the administration of justice on behalf of victims is commendable. This ceremony and the Victims Witness Program of the Chesapeake Sheriff's Department raise awareness of victims' rights and services, as well as show the living embodiment of standing with families, friends, colleagues, and Chesapeake neighbors whose lives have been altered by crime. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals." I want to thank the many dedicated individuals involved today, and most of all, I want to thank and honor the many victims being honored here today. It is indeed my honor to be a part of your ceremony. Thank you.
I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. We are honored to recognize Shannon Osborne as our co-recipient of this year's Joyce Walsh Service Award. Shannon has dedicated her life's work to assisting victims of crime. More specifically, children who have been victims of sexual abuse and assault, along with victims of domestic violence. Shannon began her prosecution career in Hanover, Virginia, and shortly thereafter came to Chesapeake. Shannon spent 12.5 years as the primary child sexual assault prosecutor, along with the prosecution of domestic violence cases. Working tirelessly to pursue justice and healing for victims of crime, she possesses an understanding of what it means to serve victims, ensuring victims are informed, have a voice, and are supported. Shannon, you have been a tremendous asset to the most vulnerable victims of crime. We commend you as you continue your pursuit of justice for victims of crime at the Attorney General's office.
Thank you, Susan, and thank all of you. This award means a lot to me. I was lucky enough to come to Chesapeake 13 years ago to an office that was very victim-focused, and along the way was able to have the privilege of working with an amazing victim witness department and detectives and other judicial members who always kept the victims at the forefront of everything that they did, and taught me along the way that the best thing that you can do for a victim of crime is to listen and to be empathetic and to help them through what for most will probably be the worst experience of their life. So I've been very blessed to work with such amazing people, and I'm very grateful for all of you.